Well, hello there, how is everyone? I hope you're all well on this fabulous Thursday. And this is video 3. That's right, video 3 of 3. Because you're amazing and you deserved it. And I thought, Thursdays suck. And you guys, you need something to make it suck a little bit less. So I thought I'd do 3. And in this video, this isn't going to be like groundbreaking. This isn't going to be groundbreaking, but I'm going to point you in the direction of a channel who is doing something that sometimes is good to do. And that is a channel called Huda London. Loads of you have reached out. And said, you need to check out this channel. Look at this channel. Go watch this channel. And sometimes you do that and you stitch me right fucking up, like with the Justin situation. Like, I'm not even going to hold that against you. But look, we gave him a shot. He shot himself in the foot. But Huda London, what this lady is doing is going right back to the start and talking about some of the stuff that came out right at the beginning and some of the discussions that were had in the Idaho 4 case. And looking at how that, when you take into consideration what was being said and some of the stuff like on 4chan and places like that. And I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say that's a load of shit, load of rubbish. You don't need to take any notice of that. But when you take into consideration that some of the things being said in these posts were said at a time before some of the information around this crime had even been released publicly, it does make you wonder how these people knew about these certain elements. Like, I will give you an example. Like, they had spoken about specifically positions and whereabouts of victims in the house. And how the mechanics of that works. And they were right. And you think to yourself, how did they know? Because at that point, nobody knew. Nobody in the public should have known. So, in theory, either that was a damn good guess, or they knew and had been told by someone. And the Sigma Chi and the frat boy situation is a very interesting sort of avenue to go down. Because again, and I know some people have got Brian Kohberger banged to rights. He did it. He's a guy. He's a man. He's the one who did it. And this is just delaying inevitability. And if you believe that he didn't do it, you're a fucking idiot. And look, it might be the case. But some of us just believe in innocent until proven guilty. They are willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. And some people just look at what's out in the public arena at the moment and have decided there just ain't enough to show that he did it beyond a reasonable doubt and he did it on his own. And if he did not, then someone else did. And if someone else did, who did? And what makes the most sense? Now, Huda London will go over some of the earlier stories, like the Hudson Lindau situation. Now, Hudson was a young lad who lost his life, and sadly, that was put down to, some of you who have been around this channel for a while, you'll remember we spoke about Hudson. And, the fact that his death was very, very odd and bizarre. Also, the Hannah Clary situation, which was supposedly a girl who was bullied by some of the victims, or at least one of the victims, at 1122 King Road. And people had considered the fact that maybe this was a retaliation crime of some description. And now there has been some other stuff swirling around that case. But look, victims do have a story. They do have a life before what happened to them happened. And, what I'm going to say now is that under no circumstances do I condone what happened. I'm not in any way, shape or form going to say that what happened to any of these people in the house that they deserved. I think it's absolutely disgusting. And I do hope that they get justice. But let's make no bones about it. Some people do have history, some people do have a past, and sometimes people who are more dangerous, more evil, more nasty can decide to themselves exact revenge. Now, if you believe that the victims at 1122 King Road were targeted, and this was a targeted attack, you therefore have to accept that there was a reasoning for that. Now, if it weren't that Brian Kohberger or whoever did it fell madly, deeply in love with Maddie, perhaps, and he'd gone to the house like Ken Maines had said and went for pizza and they wanted to enact out this date, and and this loving meet, and it all went wrong, and to show them that they're the man for them, like some fucked up love story. If you don't believe all that, if you don't think that, then you have to imagine that it's something else. It's easy to go down the path of rejection. It's easy to think, oh, this person done it because they've been rejected or bullied or, all this. But sometimes it's something different. And sometimes it could be that someone blames someone for something that happened. Someone blames something for something that went wrong. And like I say, I'm not saying that's right, but sometimes it happens. And if Bryan Kohberger isn't your guy, he's not your man, and there is somebody else in the background, which at this stage, because he's not been found guilty yet, so he is technically innocent, then you have to be open to the thought process that perhaps someone else is in the background, and there is another reason. There is something else in the background that makes sense. Now, we know on the night of when these 4 victims lost their lives, there was a lot of other stuff happening. There was other people around. The Banfield situation, we saw people running around. We saw other cars in the area. We saw a lot of activity. It's not like nobody else was about. It's not like it was fucking dead and the only person there was this white Hyundai Elantra. Bryan Kohberger's car, for instance, could have been seen on a camera miles away, and then there could have been another white Hyundai Elantra seen on the camera in Moscow, Idaho. And some people have just put 2 and 2 together and come up with 6. I think it was Drip Drop who said it. The fact is, on the night that this happened, there was a lot of stuff going on. But what I will say is, if you're interested in looking at the backstories, if you're interested in, like, I've got stuff on the Hudson Lindau situation, the Hannah Clary and all that, but I would certainly say that go and check out Huda London. The link is in the description of the video, and go and check out some of her videos. It's just interesting to see how she articulates some of the stuff, what she's picked up, what she sort of has thought from it. Again, I'm not giving any credibility to anything. I'm not saying I agree with anything being said. I'm not saying anything whatsoever. Just that if you are interested in hearing about the earlier 4chan stuff and how someone else thinks about that and how that affects their thought process in this case, then go ahead. Go and check it out and let me know what you think. And go and say hello from all of us here at Harsh Island. Until next time, I'm going to go and have a lay down now because it's been a very busy day. Love you all, and I'll catch you in the next one.